Anyhow.
All right. 3, 2.
Welcome to the Planet Express. No, wait, that's not this one. God damn it!
Mulligan.
Let's do it again. Ready?
3.
Welcome to Shady Voices. This is David.
Hi, this is James.
Hi, this is Suds.
That is a perfect impression of yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
He sounded just like you.
So we're back, and this is another episode. I believe episode 4 now.
Sure.
Is it? Yeah. No, I'm keeping track. This is 4. Because we did the third one on my phone, which I had to transfer over to my other thing and do a lot of stuff.
You're so technical, David.
I know. Well, let me tell you, I got a computer.
Oh,
All right.
nice. Oh, is it that one that I was supposed to get?
No, I threw that away because it was a piece of junk.
Oh, really? Okay.
It had a big fucking crack in the... Look,
Yeah, I know.
regardless, it was a nice gesture, but still was a piece of junk. No, my sister gave me one of my nephew's old ones. It is a piece of shit, too, but at least it works.
This is where we are in our lives. We rely on free old computers to
Yes.
even have one, and I still don't have one.
Well, you'll get one eventually, buddy.
Probably not.
It took me a long time. James still has the old one he's had from college?
Oh God, no. No, you told me because you got a Dell.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. That was the first laptop I had when I went to college was a Dell, and it was super fucking expensive.
Did it come in one of those cool cow boxes?
Is that the Dell?
That's Gateway.
Oh, that's Gateway.
What did I say?
Fuck, sorry.
Oh, jeez. Getting confused. I'm getting confused.
Anyway, it lasted for almost 2 semesters.
That's it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That thing was a piece of shit.
Ruin it with porn?
Not solely with porn.
You should have come to Staples, and I would have sold you probably an equally shitty computer.
I thought you were gonna say you were gonna sell me porn.
Oh, well, I did that in the parking lot after my shift was over. Yeah.
Staples porn?
Yeah.
Is that like Woods porn?
No.
I found another cachet behind the printer toner, you guys.
Oh, jeez. Somebody else mentioned Woods porn to me.
I've actually heard it recently, too, again.
Mm-hmm. It was the most random thing. I think it was at work, too. They were like, that's like when I used to find porn in the woods. I was like, wait! What?
At this point, I feel like it shouldn't even faze us. I think we have crowdsourced this to enough people that this is a thing.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
We figured that out real quick. I think after that episode of Planet Express, we asked, like, everybody in the bar. Did we put out, like, a Facebook message about it?
Yeah.
There's like a Twitter poll or something, wasn't there?
Maybe. Was this when do we have the Twitter account at this point? We had definitely put it out there as far as, like, I don't know, put a status update on Facebook, just like, all right, show of hands who has ever found porn in the woods. And just like
It was a surprising number of people.
I mean, just a slew of just like mid-30s men who grew up in the suburbs, just like, yep.
It's like, that must be where older men who had porn and didn't want to masturbate at home went to masturbate. And then be like, oh, now this is tainted. Leave it in the woods. Like, why do that at all?
It was single-use porn.
Yeah, exactly. One use. Single serving porn.
Go buy your jugs and then go take it to the woods. Somebody's creepy dad just like flipping through it. Mm-hmm. Those are boobs. Well, it's time to get back to my Buick.
It was never classy porn we found.
That's a scary thought, actually, something that I haven't really contemplated about this topic before, but, like, I mean, I found porn all over the woods, and I found the porn in ditches near my house, and, like, who was putting it there? I feel like this question goes without saying, but, like, what were they doing with it before I got a hold of it? And I feel like a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. And we can say this.
By the way, I was never just, like, finding it and jerking off in the woods, but it was, like, exciting, you know.
Sure. Get a wood
But still,
feather.
just the fact that, like, I was checking it out, now I'm thinking, like, who had it before me.
Well, at the time when you find pornography as a, I don't know, teenager or younger, you're probably not going to be like, oh, I wonder who had this. You're going to be like, oh, I'm taking this shit. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
You don't think anything of it.
Gold mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was when you're like 13 and find fucking Hustler or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
and just there's no thought beyond just boobs. You're not wondering just like, oh, I wonder who's rubbing their taint on this before I picked it up.
Who
Yeah,
was
still
opening
holding it.
these
No, but
pages
looking
with their
back-
dirty hands?
Like, just thinking about it, probably a lot of taints being rubbed.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about that. You know how many times we touched those Woods Porn magazines?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, Lord knows.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of. Do we want to talk about James and I? We've mentioned this. Do we want to talk about the other podcast? Do we want to go over?
I mean, I'll just put out a very quick production note for the podcast network right now. We're still doing Planet Express. Right now, we're just working out scheduling for when this episode, or when this podcast goes up, when Planet Express goes up, and when Stereo on the Radio goes up. So we have gotten email. Thank you, Carlton.
And just want to say, can we?
Our sole fan.
Well, I didn't realize Carlton is an older man, and he's very much a nerd. He follows James.
Yeah, I'm Facebook friends with Carlton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I see him posting comments all the time.
Well, did you see the comment to us or to the?
About the bi-weekly show.
Yes.
And we're going to drink twice as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I saw it. It was funny.
Thank you,
And
Carl.
it's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
But anyway, just going to put that out there and leave it at we are figuring shit out.
Yes, we're trying to figure shit out. That's good. All right.
Also, we did miss a week because of the wedding.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
but we have backlogged episodes as well, so I think we'll be okay. Now, that being said, since we were just talking about that podcast as well, let's talk about one of the writers from the podcast has a new show coming out on Netflix, which will star Broad City's Abby Jacobson as a hard-drinking young princess. And I know no one can see this, but I will cite the article.
Oh, wait, you're saying writer of...
Futurama.
Oh.
Matt Groening.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I thought we were on the same
no,
page.
I was very
No,
confused.
my
But yeah.
bad.
Oh, are you talking about Disenchantment?
I
Is that what it's called?
That's here. Let me get the...
Disenlightened?
Yes.
I forget.
Disenchantment
Okay.
has been revealed. There are pictures on the internet if you're a fan of Futurama and Matt Groening.
Yeah, it looks very Simpsons and Futurama-esque. Like,
Yeah.
it looks really, really well done from what I've seen.
Now-
just from the
Yeah.
stills. But
Do you guys know the basic
by the way, I did not know
concept?
that Abby was the voice of the main character.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
what it says. Sounds like Princess Bender. Hard-drinking princess.
Right. Yeah, and like already I saw like in the pictures, like it seems like there might be like 2 or 3 like main characters. She has some like sidekicks or
Yes,
something.
she has a...
And even they reminded me of like clearly they're like Simpsons or Futurama.
Well, it's very what I got from the artwork, because I don't believe they've even put up like a spoiler trailer for.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very and crude isn't the right word, but it was very reminiscent of like his earliest like comic strips, like Life in Hell and.
Okay. See, I've heard of Life in Hell, but I'm not familiar.
No,
with
the characters look a little more Simpsons-y than they will do Futurama, I want
Okay.
to say.
They
Like,
all have. They have the overbite and like the perfectly spherical eyes. Like
Yeah.
I think the Futurama universe characters are a little more human-y looking.
Okay. Yeah.
The human characters, anyway.
I did. I saw some article where it said that, or comment online or something. I don't know, but about the pictures. Apparently, the main character in the new show is one of only like 2 characters that Groening has ever drawn with actually 5 fingers.
Oh.
Everybody else in the still images has the typical 4 fingers, except for the main character. And supposedly there was one other character that he's drawn that has 5 fingers.
I didn't read that.
Yeah, that's weird. They don't have. Do they have 5 fingers in Futurama? No, they only have the 3 or the 4.
4, I think.
No, wait.
They do. I think they do. They have 5 when they need to have 5.
Okay.
I think if Dave wants to pull up an image.
Yeah, I'm pulling up something now.
In my mind, I feel like when they just do a straight like full body character shot, they maybe only have 4 just to like save space.
It looks like they only have. Yeah, it looks like they only have 4. Like, yeah, 4 fingers.
Okay.
So, and Bender being the exception only has 3. He's got the mandible thing.
Okay, so wait. This is I might have seen this on Reddit because that's where I just found it. But Princess Bean has 5 fingers. The only other humanoid graining character to have 5 fingers was God.
Right.
And you can like I don't know. You can see in this picture. It's not great for podcasts, but
Yeah.
they're showing that.
Okay.
You know, she has 5 fingers.
All right. She's the only one on that show.
Well, I guess nobody really knows because, like you said, they haven't released a trailer. But at least Princess Bean does.
Okay.
So.
I'm standing by that. I'm pretty sure they have 5 fingers in Futurama.
Well, what do you guys think of that? I don't know. I'm kind of a fantasy fan.
I don't think that they do. Well, I don't love fantasy, I'll admit, but I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm excited for anything that Groening does, I guess. And you know, just judging how we've. The fuck is this?
Is that like a piece of rubber?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Did it come off the microphone or something?
I don't know.
No.
There's a piece of red tape in my drink. I don't know
What the fuck?
where it came from.
You got through the entire drink before you noticed that as well.
Yeah. Elise, is this you're doing? Okay, thank you.
Good.
But you know, like, I guess I feel like it's just it's just like the next stepping stone for Groening. You know, The Simpsons was pretty like based in reality as much as it could be, but I mean, it was just like a story about a family, you know.
Yeah.
And then Futurama was a story about a family of friends that work in space or whatever. And now Groening's doing his fantasy version of that.
About a drunk princess with a little elf buddy and a demon.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
And we've talked in great lengths about my issues when I heard that Futurama was becoming a thing and not liking it because thinking it was a ripoff or whatever. Well, guess what? I'm a little more evolved at this point, and I am open to a fantasy version of Matt Groening's little characters.
Well, apparently the whole cast and crew are coming back. Well, not the whole cast and crew, but a whole bunch of people from.
I mean, Billy West,
Yeah.
John DiMaggio, Maurice LaMarche, Tress MacNeille,
Yep.
David Herman as well.
Yeah, David Herman will be back, but they have some new people coming on. Do you know who Matt Berry and Noel Fielding are?
Yes.
From the Mighty Boosh.
Mighty Boosh and what was IT Crowd?
Yeah, well, Noel Fielding, I think, is in IT. I don't know if Matt Berry is.
I thought Matt Berry was the second boss in...
Oh, that's right. That might be him. I'm thinking of the 2 main characters from the Mighty Boosh, and that's Noel and another guy who for the love of me, I can't remember his name. I should probably look it up. But if you like the Mighty Boosh, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Old Greg.
Oh, Greg! I got a mangina!
God, I haven't seen that in a long time.
The first time I saw that, I was so fucking stoned. I was like, what is going on here? It's the most ridiculous skit I've ever seen. Yes, but... So, in my opinion of this, I think it's good that he's bringing it to Netflix. I feel like they can go more out there than they could with Comedy Central and Fox.
Oh, that's true. I mean, like, you know, I don't know that... I'm not in favor of, like, gratuitous language for gratuitous language's sake, but they can maybe be a little bit like more off the wall and
the jokes can be a little more over the top, maybe.
Yeah.
And also with that, I mean, I am not a big fan of. Not that I'm not a big fan. I have not watched Broad City, so.
Oh wow.
I hear it's really good.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm assuming Abby Jacobson will have some kind of writing credits in it. Cause isn't she a writer on that, or is she just a?
And she co-created it.
Yeah. Okay. So, if she has any part of this, she'll bring some of that to some of Broad City type humor to this fantasy world, and that could be pretty good.
Well, so do you just not have like internet at your new place yet?
I don't have internet.
Okay. That's
I
what I figured when I texted you asking you if you had watched something that we're going to talk about later. I just figured that you.
We should talk about it anyways, regardless of if I've watched it or not.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah. But are we moving on to the Suds hasn't seen it corner?
No, we're actually not, because that's going to come up much later.
Yeah, that'll be at the end. Suds has another show which we can segue. Is it a show or a documentary?
Oh. You mean Evil Genius?
Yeah, do you want to talk about that now, or do you want to go...
Oh, we can. I didn't know if we were done with that yet. But...
Well, no, I mean, do you guys have any other thoughts on Disenchantment?
I know that you already mentioned the cast, but, like, it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really excited for just everybody that's involved.
I can't wait. I mean, John DiMaggio plays basically the same character in a lot of things. Still funny, though.
Oh, well, he what's his character in Adventure Time?
Oh, it's Jake.
Jake, right?
Yeah,
Jake the dog, yeah.
No, it's time for you to shut up.
Yeah.
He also has a character on... I don't know if you guys have ever... I'm big on the new wave cartoon, like, kids cartoons. Like, so Adventure Time.
Regular... something?
No, I didn't like regular show.
Oh, okay.
There's another.
I've never seen it. I heard it was.
It's all right, but I wasn't. I was like, whatever. There's a show.
Steven Universe.
I do like Steven Universe, and that's a good fucking show.
I haven't seen it.
Watch that. Gravity Falls.
Oh yeah, I've heard you talk about
which he has a character on there called Lumberjack Jim, and like his basically he doesn't really have any dialogue, but occasionally you'll just hear him like yell something from the background. That's how you fish! Like random shit like that, but like you'll all see like a cut to him fishing, and he just like pulls a fish out of the water and starts like pounding it. It's dumb but funny, you know my sense of humor. Like shit like that. But yeah, this cast looks really good. Other than that, I mean, I can't wait once I get internet again.
Well, okay, that was my point where I was asking you about internet. Like, you need to watch Broad City. It's fucking hilarious. There's a couple episodes, like, here and there that aren't great in each season, but overall, it's fucking awesome. It's really, really funny.
One episode, and it's where she broke a gym mirror.
Oh, yeah, and they have to go in the middle of the night and replace it with her boss or whatever.
Yeah, but he ends up staying to do some kind of, like, vidcam thing.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was pretty good, but like I said, I don't have a general idea of how good the show is. So, but I'll check it out once I can. I mean, I still have Netflix. I just don't have it.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Anyhow,
I have internet, but no Netflix.
What are you looking at me for?
I'm the opposite of you right now.
Wait, why don't you have Netflix?
I didn't pay it.
Oh, okay.
And I don't want to, so I'm using James's password. Yeah. Thank you, James, by the way.
Absolutely.
We're terrible adults.
Hey, well, once we can get that Netflix money, that sponsorship money rolling in, then I'll be able to afford it.
By the way, which profile are you using?
Well, that's actually funny that you ask, because you have two profiles. You have James, you have Drunk James.
Mm-hmm.
And so I made it. I looked to see like what you've watched on each profile because I thought it was kind of funny. But I don't know. I've been using your main one, I guess.
Okay.
Do you care which one?
I was just interested to see which, because those are like vastly different recommendations.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
You go to
Drunk James.
Yeah.
You do like, and I will tell you, the day that I made that second profile was life changing.
Yeah, because you can watch weird shit on there.
That just freed up, that streamlined my Netflix experience because I got my main profile.
My co-hosts
got like
are
you know, documentaries and like psychological thrillers and like highbrow comedy, and then go over to Drunk James and just like, you watch just the farting scenes of every Adam Sandler movie.
Oh yeah, wait, did you watch that new Sandler and like Chris Rock? What's it called? Like
The Week Off.
The Week Off.
I tried.
Yeah, I thought I saw that you had started it.
I really tried, and I just couldn't.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't watch any of it.
What Drunk James suggested?
Shit, you'll have to ask him.
Okay. We'll wait until Drunk James is here.
Okay.
That's
Drunk
the point of the
James.
second profile. I don't deal with that shit.
Drunk James deals with that
James
shit.
does not answer questions on behalf of Drunk James.
That's right.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to segue us into the sinkhole, and then we'll come back to...
I'm curious. I don't know what this is all about.
Okay, so this was a news story, and I'll bring up...
I have USA Today up.
Okay, this is from the Washington Post. This is from 3 days ago, as of our recording of this episode. So who the hell knows what it's going to be when you guys are listening to it. But yeah, it's a sinkhole has opened up on the north lawn of the White House, outside of the press briefing room.
Oh God, I did not hear about this.
And this is from the Washington.
Is it Satan?
Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
Because it's kind of funny. All right, I'm quoting the article. The pit in the ground, which was first reported by White House correspondents on site this week, appears to have opened just outside the press briefing room, and Deputy White House Press Secretary Hogan Gidley's office. It's now the name of a human being.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that a real fucking name? Holy shit.
That's somebody from the Star Wars universe.
Hogan. Nope.
Yeah, no, doesn't right.
Doesn't sound right.
No, it's
All right.
not legit.
Steve Herman, a reporter with Voice of America, tweeted that he first spotted the sinkhole last week. It has since grown, and another sinkhole has opened up next to it. So, like I said, this is from a few days ago, and they think right now that the cause of it is that, I think they replaced a water main, but since DC is basically in this huge fucking bog, that something went wrong and it's just been like leaking like crazy, and it just destroyed this fucking corner of the White House lawn. And
I wish it was just like a sewage pipe bursting.
Well, I have to say, it's an easy comparison, I think, and now we're gonna kind of segue into 45.
No, we chatted about this. I asked you, is this like a metaphor for?
Well, I think that's the easy go-to. It's just like
Is that like softballing it in, basically?
yeah, Trump said he would drain the swamp, and now the swamp is literally eating the fucking, symbol of the foundation of our republic or whatever. Really, when I originally read this article, it's weird to admit, this was the closest that I have ever been to sympathy with Donald Trump.
Seriously?
Okay.
It is. Like,
is it just that it's oh God, I'm not gonna think of the word. I guess just basically what you just said, like how he's like so vocal about draining the swamp, and it's just like it's almost like prophetic.
Yeah.
In a way that of course there would be a sinkhole on his White House lawn, like.
It really was that, and I had this is weird to admit, I had kind of a moment of empathy with the guy.
Okay,
where
well,
I just
stop.
I was we'll get there.
Okay.
Where I was reading this, and it's and I had found another report. I'm gonna paraphrase it, but this is the first time in I don't know how many decades that anything of this scale has happened to
the White House.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's been a long fucking time.
And it was such a weird thing of just looking at that and having this moment of introspection and seeing trying to view that through the eyes of our current commander-in-chief, and just like,
That's
this
good.
guy,
It's good. I'm gonna put a pool there.
this guy is such a fucking loser, and everything he touches turns to shit. He became president, and a literal fucking cesspit opened up on his goddamn lawn. He fucks up everything he does, and because of whatever fucking undiagnosed personality disorder he has, he can't fucking stop trying, but he can't stop fucking up. And I had this weird moment of like, that has to just suck to just like to be constantly driving and doing new things. Like, I'm gonna open up a casino. Oh, fuck that up because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Now I'm gonna go be president. Now I'm fucking that up. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, but here's the thing with that too. Like, we talk as much shit as we can on him, and but right now we're talking a lot of shit on him.
Well, just to
He's
close,
the president of the fucking United States. Like, how does that happen to somebody who?
well, here, just to close that out, because I don't want to stick on that point because I didn't, like I said, had like the closest thing that I've had to sympathy for him, and then real quick switched over to Twitter and quickly and just like, oh right, you're a racist criminal and you deserve everything that happens to you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Begotten. Well, yeah, I mean, you and I talked about it. This is definitely, it is easy, but it seems like it's like a metaphor for his whole spiel. Like, it's the only thing I can go to. Now, I'm not that original, but still, it's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
As soon as you told me last night, I was like, I had not a moment of sympathy for the man. I was like,
No, that's not what I felt.
It's
either.
like,
You just told me about it. I don't know how I didn't see this article on
Yeah.
the internet, but
Well, James is, he reads the news. We're not news readers.
I read the fucking news.
Apparently not, or you would have seen this.
I hate read the news.
You hate read the news.
Yeah. I purposely I seek out information that I know is going to upset me, but I read it.
Oh my god.
And like I go to the Drudge Report.
Oh, just
But
why
I
you
just
have
get
so many
angry.
Stormfront headlines that you come at us with.
I do not read Stormfront. No.
Suds just bursts into, hey, I was reading this article. Did you guys know we're all liberal cucks?
God, I hate that fucking terminology too.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It's the worst. And when you hear that word used in real
Yeah,
life,
like in
it-
passing.
with that sentiment,
Yeah.
like, I want to murder people.
We have to be the better of those. We can't murder people.
Yeah.
We should make fun of them though.
We can murder people. I mean,
We can. We're just not going to do.
Well,
that.
I mean,
speak for yourself.
we specifically can't because we're 3 cis white men and responding to toxic masculinity with murder is
Yeah.
not our thing. Elise could kill
Oh.
on our behalf.
I like it. I like it. All right, so we are at halftime here. We're gonna take a little break. We'll be right back.
Right. The podcast has devolved. Is somehow the scat jazz revision of the Seinfeld scene.
Yeah.
2 more segments, which are Evil Genius and then Cocktail. So last
As it's being recorded,
chance.
That's fine. I'll edit it.
For those at all.
Edit.
Okay.
We'll just mention that. Is Lynn still sleeping on a chair? Oh no, she's up now. Just keeping an eye on us.
You guys are being really loud.
You're all being loud. What was that scat thing? That was terrible.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
So, you were talking about a show.
Yeah.
And this is gonna. This is gonna take the duration until we get to. Suds hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got 2 more segments to go.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So there's a new documentary on Netflix called Evil Genius.
So it's a documentary. It's not a show.
Nope. Yeah, it's a documentary. It's only 4 episodes. Each one's like 45 minutes long or so.
Okay.
4-part documentary about, well, as I knew it growing up, the Pizza Bomber is what it was called. So I went to college in Edinburgh, at Edinburgh University, which is it's not.
Fancy.
But just south of Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And while I was attending college there was quite a fucking weird crime that happened like 15, 20 minutes north in Erie, which is what this documentary is based on. And this is a Duplass Brothers production, which, like, in my opinion, they can do no wrong. Everything that they have done is fucking amazing. Safety Not Guaranteed is a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's the time travel one, right?
Yeah, it's Duplass, one of the Duplass brothers.
Oh, and Creep.
Aubrey Plaza, yeah, and then Creep 1 and 2, and they're making a third because that's going to be a trilogy. But yeah, something else that Elise loves that I've never seen, but I think it's called The Manson Family Murders, which is another
I know what I've heard of it, but
I haven't seen it, but supposedly it's also amazing.
Okay.
But yeah, so James, I think you've seen most of Evil Genius.
I think I'm about 3/4 of the way through it.
Okay.
And I guess first of all, spoiler alert on this whole segment of the podcast.
Spoilies!
It's somewhere around the third episode that it gets, like, real fucking convoluted and dark, and it... Like, when I started, and it was just, like, you know, they show, like, this was the fucking pizza bomber guy, and he fucking blew up in the middle of the road, and then we're gonna see what happens. And then it just gets real fucking complicated.
But I don't think that that's a fault of, like, the filmmakers. I think that is just because the case was that fucked up and that convoluted.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when it first happened, you know, when I was living there and I heard about it, essentially the what happens is that a pizza delivery guy robs a bank, but he's wearing a big metal collar that has a bomb in it. He's walking with a cane that is a functioning shotgun. And so he robs the bank. His goal was to get, I believe, $250,000.
And you only get like $3,000 or something.
Like $8,000 or something, but yeah. And they call the cops immediately. He goes out to, like, and it's fucking weird because this guy, Brian Wells, the guy who was in there with this collar on, like, when he's in there, like, he gets, like, a lollipop. And he's, like, just, like, sucking on a lollipop. Like, he's acting totally normal as if he's, like, but he's not scared. At least that's what the eyewitnesses said about, you know, when he was in there. It's really strange, and there's a lot of footage, and actually, I mean, this is not remotely a spoiler because you see this within the first, like, 2 minutes of the first episode. But the bomb does explode when it's around his neck, and it kills him in the parking lot. And there is video footage of this, and they show it in the documentary. And I've seen it before.
What?
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
His head just explodes.
His head doesn't actually explode. The way that the bomb was created, there's like this big metal plate on the underside of it, and it was like a steel plate, and it got projected into his chest, and that's what killed him. And no, it didn't blow his head off, but his head was removed 9 months later by police. They decapitated him because that was the only way that they could get the collar off of his body.
Bomb collar
and they wanted to keep it as much intact as they could to, like, study it as evidence.
Bomb squads do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, most police forces, FBI, that type of thing.
And, you know, up until that point, they said in the documentary, they didn't know if there was, like, another bomb in it that could go off if they tried to cut it off. And the reason for that is because it turns out Brian Wells was not necessarily the perpetrator of this crime. Because when they found him, so first of all, they call the cops. He is caught, like, before he even gets in his car to go anywhere. they have him sitting in the parking lot of the PNC Bank that he robbed. Now, the reason why this is like so crazy to me and something that I am somewhat knowledgeable about is because I've driven past that PNC Bank dozens of times. It's on the main drag in Erie. It's Peach Street. Like, Elise is incredibly familiar with it too. Like, she knows that plaza. We've both been there, you know, like, it's just so fucking insane. But so when they approach Brian Wells, they handcuff him, they set him down, and then the police all sort of like retreat, and they're all like just have guns trained on him.
He's still got the bomb.
Of course, he's still got the bomb around his neck.
Yeah, I'd be a little wary
and he gives them like notes that he has. He basically has instructions that you don't know where they came from. I was gonna say like he gave them to him. He might have written them. Somebody else might have written them.
Yeah.
You don't really know. And so, like, I learned a little bit more about this over the years. You know, like, some new article would come up saying, like, oh, there's some new information about the pizza bomber, you know? So, like, I've sort of paid attention to it over the years.
The name, though, pizza bomber.
I know. But, so, he essentially is sitting handcuffed with his hands behind his back, sitting, like, very weirdly cross-legged in this parking lot, surrounded by cops and cop cars with their guns trained on him, and he's talking to them, and he's very calm, but he's like, you have to help me. I have to get to the next location. This bomb is going to go off. Why isn't anybody helping me? And you hear him talking in the documentary, and it's like chilling. It's very strange.
So from what I'm gathering is he had a bomb strapped to him.
Well, that sort of is like the biggest question of the entire thing. Look, we're talking about a lot of spoilers. I don't know if I should answer your question or what you're insinuating as to whether or not he was involved.
Well, I've but I've seen similar stories as to this, like where somebody will strap a bomb to someone else and like give them like directions as to what they need to do to get the bomb off. So maybe even in like fiction, you see a lot of that. Like,
well, I will say that the FBI said that this was the only case of this that they've ever encountered.
Yes. Wow. Okay, that's.
But like he's begging them, to help him. Like, take these instructions, go to the next place. You have to get the keys because if you don't, this is going to go off.
It's going to explode and I'm going to die.
And it does. Ugh. And he dies.
Jesus.
The thing is, I mean, there's so many fucked up things about this, but because the police shut down Peach Street, the bomb squad wasn't able to get there in time. They were stuck in a traffic jam. Like, they could have potentially saved him. But they fucked up every single step of the way. And I can't take credit for this. This was something that Elise said. Every single time that something went wrong in this entire investigation was because somebody wasn't doing their job. And it happened over and over and over again.
That was when we were watching OJ. Not this.
What?
It happens with alarming frequency whenever the FBI tries. It's the same thing with.
Oh, now I feel like an idiot.
No. I mean, it
could be used for any instance. So
yeah, whether
probably
it was
right.
if it was this or if
hey,
it
I thought
was,
you said you didn't want to talk.
Well, don't misquote me.
Oh, okay.
Stop talking people off.
Anyhow,
Sorry, Elise.
Anyhow. Now I'm like sweating. So it turns out, well, I think what James's issue with the series is that it does get incredibly convoluted, but it turns out, over the years through the investigation, they find out that there was like 5-6 other people involved, and they all sort of had their own little like parts, like who crafted the bomb. Mm-hmm. So the namesake of the series, Evil Genius, is based on this woman, Marjorie Steele. I'm sorry, Marjorie Deal, who she is supposed to have been the mastermind.
Of this whole...
Yes. But she is an insane person. Like, documented insane.
Evil genius.
But she's like eerie smart. She's not legit smart.
She's Northwestern.
Yeah,
PA.
well-
Exactly, yes.
Northwestern PA smart. This happened in Northwestern PA. The cops were from Northwestern PA.
Sure.
So she was smarter than they were, apparently. Like...
But they are also Northwestern PA smart, so...
Okay, I'm just saying that, but we're only registering it to that area. We're not going outside, so it's not like Capital, Harrisburg Capital smart, which is not that smart either, but...
Like 2 steps above Turnip Farmer.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. But
Well,
anyhow, continue.
So yeah, it does. It just gets crazy, and there's people confessing. Marjorie's got a body in her cooler at her current boyfriend's home. Some other ex-boyfriend that she shot in the head previously. Like,
Oh my God.
of her, out of her 10 boyfriends from the past 10 years, 5 wound up dead under mysterious circumstances.
She's the Black Widow.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know, I could kind of talk about it and give spoilers about everything. I don't know really how well the term spoiler
Well,
applies
how
to a
well
real-life
did-
situation. But I was going to ask you, what is your take on the entire situation? Like, do you have an idea? Like, do you think that Marjorie, from what you saw, do you think she was the mastermind, or was it Bill Rothstein, or I don't know, just what is your general take on it?
Just from where I'm at right now, like I said, I still have the last episode to go.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, okay, so the last episode is called The Confessions.
Okay.
So there is a little bit more that you haven't seen, but not a lot.
okay. Ultimately, I'm gonna say, I don't know if I'm going to say she alone is the mastermind. I think she thinks that she's the mastermind, but there is definitely 1 or 2 or 3 other players in this story who maybe had maybe a little bit more of a shadow presence, more than she would care to admit, that influenced her. What I wanted to ask you about this was because I only had faint recollections of this, because I was still in junior high at the time that this happened, and it made big national news. But I'm fucking 13 years old. I'm not watching the goddamn news. So, did the documentary hold up to what you and your memory had of this?
Yeah, for sure. And there were things that I didn't know that they discussed. The guy that created the documentary, or the reporter who did most of the legwork to create this, he basically he just heard about it when it happened and became sort of enamored with it, and just studied it for years and years and years. And then he, as you saw in the documentary, he became friends with Marjorie Deal Armstrong and kept in touch with her constantly throughout the years. He shows, in the series, he's just got boxes and boxes of letters from her. But yeah, it lived up to the story in my mind, in the sense that I always knew that it was this crazy fucked up thing that happened, but it did present new information even to me, somebody that lived in that area.
Well, when you actually
around the time
see
that
the
it happened.
investigation,
Yeah.
that'll do it. And that's a really weird scenario.
Well,
if it's never happened before, like I said, I've seen it in fiction, but
Yeah.
if that is the only case where a man had a bomb strapped to him and was told to Objective A, Objective B.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It was a literal scavenger hunt.
yeah.
It is very bizarre, and when I was watching the documentary, it did lead me down a little bit of a rabbit hole with Wikipedia's list of unusual deaths.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you haven't checked out that article,
Get on it.
it's depressing, but it's very interesting.
Well, once I get the internet again, I will be right on top of that.
I think it was really well done. I know that James has some issues with the way the third episode went. I don't. I liked it a lot. I think it was good.
You know, if just from listening to you both talk, even so, like, I don't see what's not to like about it, even if it is convoluted. Sometimes these investigations get convoluted, especially with this scenario. But maybe you're not talking about it. You might be just how they told the story. Is that what you're...
Yeah, well, a little bit of both. I mean, this is definitely an extremely bizarre, convoluted thing, and I think it needs to be, as a documentary, explicated in that way. Maybe could have done a little bit better job of it, because even though it should stress how unusual and complicated it is just at times just fucking hard to watch, because there's just so much that you got to keep up there at once.
Okay. All right. Okay. So overall, you would suggest it to our listeners?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
It's very interesting.
All right. And like, I will watch it when I get a chance, definitely. All right. So that being said, we are going to move on to the last segment.
One last thing that I want to say.
Oh, okay. All right.
Do you recall the movie with Aziz Ansari and Nick Swardson called 30 Minutes or Less?
Yeah.
30 minutes or
It was
less.
based on the Pizza Bomber.
I was not aware of that.
It
I don't think I've even heard of that.
Oh, it was them essentially mimicking that, but as a comedy movie.
I know it. Don't
And
they?
it's
Who do they
kind of-
kidnap?
I don't know.
Do you remember
I never
who-
actually saw it, but I just think it's kind of
Um,
fucked up. I know that the family of Brian Wells, the guy that had the collar put on him,
He was probably not happy.
their
but
family
They were probably
was
happy about
pissed.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I never saw it.
Oh,
but-
jeez. I remember what you're talking about. It wasn't, or was it them? What's that guy's name? He was in Eastbound and Down.
Oh, Danny McBride.
Yeah, he did a movie that was similar.
No, I
to
think
that.
he was in that. Yeah, I think he was.
They kidnapped Jesse Eisenberg.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
I
they
think
strap a
that
bomb to
might be
him.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now I remember. I remember.
Yeah,
seeing-
you're right, because Jesse Eisenberg plays the pizza guy. Yeah, that is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Yeah. Don't watch that movie or watch it.
I think it's weird. I think it's weird that they made that.
Yeah, that is a little strange. It's kind of that's a bit insensitive
Yeah.
to the whole situation. Now I didn't realize.
What
that
are
was...
you, some sort of SJW?
Shut your fucking mouth. Man. Shut your fucking mouth.
Being a real beta, Dave.
Oh God, you both shut the fuck up. All right, let's move on to the last segment. And do you know what this segment is? Drum roll, please.
Yeah, I know.
Suds hasn't seen it.
With your host, Suds.
Hi Suds. What's the movie we will be talking about?
Alright, guys, so I watched a movie that, some people might call a classic. A movie that I had never seen before.
And what was that movie, Suds?
The movie was the classic, the amazing
Oh no.
Cocktail,
Oh my.
starring Tom Cruise.
Okay. All right. Here we are.
Okay, so look, I know this is not a classic. Tom Cruise won a Razzie for this. I think it was pretty universally panned when it was released, but it did come out in sort of his heyday of playing, the sort of cocky, just guy learning something from a mentor and eventually excelling, but being pretty misogynistic along the way.
You know what? That's a character arc that he never really abandoned.
It
Yeah, I
seems
think
to
you're
be
right.
pretty
Yeah.
on par for what he is. Oh, that and running away from things.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, my review of this movie is, I loved it.
Of course you did.
I thought it was hilarious.
But
Well, I mean, it's not a good movie. There's one scene that just, like, really sticks out to me. Tom Cruise works as a bartender for, what, I don't know, 2 days, and all of a sudden, he's pulling, like, some Coyote Ugly bullshit where he's flipping bottles, he's on top of the bar. He's never bartended a day in his life prior to this job.
yeah, but his mentor, that old guy who was in FX, you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, do
No,
you?
but I mean, I know
Look it
what
up.
the guy is, but,
The Australian dude. I think he's Australian.
I think he probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also only watched half of the movie.
How can you even have an opinion on a movie if you've only watched half of it?
That movie should have been 20 minutes long. That's how much, like, quality viewing was available.
We just, hey, I'm Tom Cruise. I'm like a cocky guy. Oh, flipping bottles. Oh, I learned my lesson now. That's the whole movie.
When I stopped watching the movie because it was late and I was high and or tired, I don't know, Tom Cruise was, like, on vacation with, like, the third woman that he dated in the movie, or whatever, and that his old mentor just shows up down there.
You gotta come back to New York. We need your bottle flipping skills.
Exactly.
You gotta come back to the bar, man.
I'm already in the bar.
Tom Cruise and his girl are like swimming around in some waterfall, like, and there was 50 minutes left of this garbage movie. I say garbage like in an endearing way. 'Cause I enjoyed it. But,
Yeah.
like, there's no reason that movie is 2 hours long.
No.
Let's be honest, there's no reason that movie needs to exist in the first place.
Absolutely not.
Actually, I would argue that there is a reason that movie needs to exist, and it is an excellent reason.
All right, let's
It
hear
is
it.
essentially, and this is legit, it is a faux documentary about the genesis of the chain TGI Fridays. It is about the creator of TGI Fridays.
You have to be shitting.
I am not. That is what it
Where
is.
did you get this from? Just pull that out of the ether? Is that...
The internet.
No, I think I heard something about this. It was.
I'm not making it up. I mean, it's legit.
Oh my god.
I thought it was Chili's.
No, it's TGI Fridays.
Oh.
And actually, in the very first scene where Tom Cruise is like, in the beginning, he comes back from the military. He can't find a fucking job.
Oh, hey, back from the military. Can't find a job right now.
Oh, maybe I should start running.
Oh, what's this? Oh, TGI Fridays. Oh.
That's exactly what happens. He's walking down the street in whatever random city he's in. I don't know where he's at. And like, they barely show it. But, like, it's just like a camera pan down to the sidewalk with Tom Cruise standing outside of some random bar. But it's a TGI Fridays. Because apparently, back in the day, TGI Fridays was a legit New York, like, neighborhood pub. That's how it started. That's how it started out. Yeah. And then
So what is this, like, the... Oh my god, that's so bad that is what
they
this movie
they show
is.
the exterior, and it looks... I'll tell you what it looks like. Our listeners aren't going to necessarily get this, but it looks like the gingerbread man in Mechanicsburg.
I know what you're talking about.
That's what it looks like from the exterior.
So they
It
took
looks like a neighborhood dive bar.
a script about TGI Friday,
Yes.
turned it into a melodrama, is what I want to call it,
Yeah, I guess so.
and based it around one bartender.
The creator of TGI Fridays.
You have to be shitting.
Nope.
That movie should not exist. That movie, if that is the basis of... No, absolutely
It is.
wrong.
That's what it is.
Oh, hey, guys, I'm guys here creating TGI Fridays, flipping some bottles. I've got on 15 pieces of flair. We're going to have jalapeno
Yeah,
poppers
exactly.
later.
Where did the fucking flare... They're not wearing any... They spiced that movie up so much that they didn't even add the flair or how everyone is smiling and has to sing to you on your birthday and shit.
Yeah.
By the way, have I introduced you to my best friend? His name is Xenu. He's not from around here.
So, if this is about the creation of TGI Fridays, they've come a long way. My servers never pulled some bottle flipping shit when I was
Yeah,
I know,
for
but
my
don't
mozzarella
you
sticks.
Don't you sort of wish that they would?
Absolutely.
No, if they looked and dressed the way the bartenders do in Cocktail, I bet more people would go to TGI Fridays.
Yeah, of course. If I could waltz into a bar with Tom Cruise and that Australian guy flipping bottles, I'd go. That would,
Fucking right!
I'd go there every day. That would be amazing.
Hey, can you flip that beer right into my hand?
You know how all those women in that bar are just like eyeing up Tom Cruise?
Oh, of course, yeah.
I'd be right next to him doing the same
Of
thing.
course you would.
Not the Australian guy?
I like accents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was the one who was like,
So Tom Cruise is really fucking short.
I know.
Like, he has to stand on a box next to his co-host.
He's a tiny little man.
Yeah, 5'5", maybe.
Something
Around
like
there.
that,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, would you suggest this movie to other people to watch?
Wholeheartedly, yes.
Oh my god.
And I still need to watch the end to see what actually happens.
We need
but-
to get a Suds hasn't seen it rating system, just like
Oh.
we.
No, I just think like yes or no. I fully recommend this movie.
Well, no. What was it? How many Sudsies would you give it?
Oh my lord! Out of what? 5 sudsies?
5 Sudsies.
We will workshop that.
Yes, we will. I'm just spitballing live here.
I don't know. I give it like. Well, okay. I would give it like a.
Sudsies.
I would give it like a 4 for what I've seen so far.
Okay.
Out of 5.
You gotta finish it.
Because it's hilarious. I need to finish it, but also that Australian guy's like pretty sexist.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he is, he's like brainwashing Tom Cruise into just like, he's like, God, I wish I could remember some of those
Bitches.
lines. I'm sure, yeah,
No.
like that, but worse.
No, it's g'day, bitch.
Yeah. Good night, bitch.
Elise, do you remember any of his shitty lines?
We got nothing.
Okay. But yeah, like, that Australian guy is just like left and right spewing bullshit about like,
This
you,
is-
you can do anything to any woman you want.
1981? No, I want to say later than that. 85.
I should
maybe.
do more research before we discuss
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Sunset and
Well, I'm gonna give you a homework assignment for the next Shady Voices.
Okay.
So.
But because of all that, I'll drop it down to like a 3. It's a bad movie, but I have to admit it's incredibly entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, who would have thought that 80s sexism would ever drag down the movie Cocktail?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings us to the end of the show. That was a nice little round table we had.
Yeah.
We may want to get a guest for the next one. Just gonna say.
What do you mean? We got the cat.
No, I think
Yeah,
Grandma
she's still
is
sleeping
she still
over there.
sleeping over there. Oh, okay. All right. Well, till the next episode.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
Okie dokie.
Bye. 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 Bye.